Greetings everyone, today I'm going to teach you on how to set up, optimize and play the latest Princess Peach Showtime. The game is now out and is now fully playable in PC. So first of all, what you need is that you will need to get a copy of all the free files that I have highlighted here in my desktop because they are really important, and also you will need to install an application that is called Ryujinx. So for those who do not know, Ryujinx is a Nintendo Switch emulator. It can play any Switch games into your PC as long as you have all of these free files here installed in Ryujinx. And I'm just going to show you guys that I have Princess Peach Showtime in my Ryujinx emulator now. As you can see here, it's version 1.0.0 and it's in XEI file format with a 7.4 GB file size. So I have already tested the game and it runs quite well in Ryujinx Emulator. So first of all, I'm going to teach you where to get Ryujinx Emulator first. And to do that, you just open a web browser here and just type in Ryujinx Emulator and hit search. Go to ryujinx.org. That is their official website. So be sure to click on that. Then click on the Get Started button here. Now you can choose on which device or system you want to install Ryujinx. So there are two installers for Linux, so be sure to click download. And for Mac, there are you will need to have Mac OS 12 or later version in order for you to install Ryujinx Emulator. And for those who are in Windows, be sure that you are in Windows 10 or 11 version in order for you to be able to install Ryujinx. So since I have already installed Ryujinx Emulator into my PC, I'm just gonna skip on this part because the download and installation process for this is really easy to do and is really straightforward and that anyone can do this. So go ahead, click on it now, download it into your PC. So I'm just gonna minimize this and I'm just gonna assume that you have already downloaded the latest build of Ryujinx Emulator. So go ahead, open it now. It will not look like the same as mine because it is now capable of detecting Switch games, but yours will not because it will need some of these three files here that I have highlighted in my desktop to be installed in Ryujinx. So what are these files? These files are the Nintendo Switch keys and the Nintendo Switch firmware. Both should be in version 17.0.1 in order for it to play Princess Peach Showtime. And the game should be in XEI file format so that Ryujinx Emulator will be able to detect and play that game. Now, if you're asking me on how to get all of these files, the most legal way to do this is that you own a Nintendo Switch console which is fully modded and have installed a custom firmware in it. Because if it has a custom firmware installed in it, that means that you can now fully access your Nintendo Switch system files. And once you have access on that, then just look for all of the keys and firmware file of the Switch, dump them, and get a copy of them and transfer them into your PC. Once you have done that, then the next step is that you will need to buy the game, because this is the only way that you can get the game, purchase it from a physical store, gain a physical copy of it, and once you have done that, then you can now digitally back up that game into an XEI or NSP file format, just like mine here. So for those who don't own a Switch but want to try out the game and test it out into your PC but don't know where to get all of the free files here, all you have to do, guys, is just scan this QR code that I have put in the screen, scan it with your QR code reader into your mobile phone so that you'll be redirected into the page wherein you can gain a copy of all these free files here. Be sure to check out the highlighted files that I have highlighted here in my desktop and get a copy of them from the page and transfer them into your PC. So you can store it anywhere into your PC, but for me, I put the files in my desktop here for you to easily see. So it's time to install them in Ryujinx. So go ahead, open Ryujinx again, go to File, go to Open Ryujinx folder, and locate System folder. Then open that System folder. Then open the keys zip file in the desktop. And if this is your first installation, this folder should be empty. So be sure to copy the product keys and title keys inside the zip file. Transfer them, copy and paste, drag and drop. And this will copy the product keys and title keys inside this folder. Once you're done, close this. Now for the next step is to install the firmware file of the Switch. And to do this is just go to Tools, go to Install Firmware from XEI or zip file. You have to locate the firmware file and hit Open. And we'll say that we'll have to install this firmware version, hit yes, and we'll install it and hit OK. You'll know the installation is successful because here right below it will say system version 17.0.1, the same as the keys and firmware file of the Switch. And also your Switch games will now be detected and it will show you their game icons. So if you see a game that does not have a game icon, that means that you're using an outdated firmware and an outdated key. So be sure to only follow the QR code that we put on the screen to be able to play Princess Peach Showtime. Now, it's time to optimize your Ryujinx emulator so that there'll be no drifting, no crashes, no black screens, or graphical glitches into your playthrough. And to do this, just go to Options and go to Settings. And in this part, just be sure to pause the video and copy every setting that you see here. So these are my settings for the general tab. The game directories is wherein you will store your Switch games. It can be anywhere on your PC as long as you know where they are. And better be sure that you store them in an SSD rather than an HDD, because an SSD is much faster. Once you're done, go to input. Mine, I have used a controller. I have used my Nintendo Switch Pro controller because it's better that way rather than playing with mouse and keyboard. That would be a hassle. So if you have an Xbox or PlayStation controller, connect them here, map them up according to your liking. But the dead zone for both left and right sticks, you should change that into 0.20 or 20% so that there'll be no drifting into your playthroughs. Once you're done here, go to keyboard and hotkeys. So these are default settings. Go to system. You can change the system region, language, time zone, and system time to whatever you like, because there are games that you want to progress much faster if you change the dates. Once you are done, go to CPU, really simple settings, so be sure to copy. Now go to graphics, the most important part of the settings. Graphics backend API should be in Vulkan. Preferred GPU is a dedicated graphics card. You should have a dedicated graphics card, by the way. Features and enhancements, you should have an enable shader cache and enable macro HLE, so be sure to check them. And resolution scale should be in 2x resolution so that the game will look much sharper and much more beautiful than the native resolution of the Switch. But if your PC can't handle that, then just revert back in 2x resolution. Once you're done here, go to audio, really simple settings, then go to network. If you want to play online, then you can change the settings here and follow my settings. Once you're done, hit apply and hit OK. Congratulations, your Ryujinx Emulator is now fully optimized to run and play any Switch games in your PC, such as Princess Peach Showtime in Ryujinx Emulator. So, a little bit of a disclaimer, I will not be able to show you guys the gameplay of this game running to my PC because we all know how strict Nintendo is and they do not support this kind of content, especially the Switch emulation scene for PC. So, I don't want my channel to be taken down, my videos will be taken down the way they have done with the Yuzu Emulator. Yuzu Emulator is gone. They are the first Nintendo Switch emulation and they are gone now. So I hope you guys do understand. That's why I can't show you any gameplay at all. But I am willing to compromise a little bit. That's why I will try to boot up Princess Peach Showtime into the title screen of the game. But once I am in the title screen of the game, I'm just gonna stop the emulation from there because I will not show you any gameplay at all, okay? Please do understand. And also, I'm just going to blur the screen from here on out so that Nintendo will not be able to hit me with any of their copyright strikes into my channel. Okay, so the game is starting to load now and I am in the title screen. So I'm just going to stop the emulation here. So, as long as you have followed all the steps that I've shown you in this guide, you'll be able to play Princess Peach Showtime into your Ryujinx Emulator with no issues at all. So, if you have some questions regarding the installation process of the game, then just leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll try my best to answer all of them as fast as I can. Thank you for watching, see you next time, and goodbye for now.